everyone. Welcome back to Learning Made Easy with Deepthi Ritesh. So in this video, let us discuss about quadratic equation. So this is the fourth chapter of mathematics CBSE class 10. Okay, so let's get started. So let's see what is quadratic equation, and the subsequent topics I'll be explaining in the next videos. Okay, yeah, fine. So let us see the introduction part for quadratic equation. So we have discussed about different types of polynomials. So if I write ax plus b, this is a polynomial where the variable is x, and you can see here the maximum power of the variable is 1. Okay, so we can call this polynomial as a linear polynomial. Similarly, if I write ax square plus bx plus c, this is a polynomial with variable x. So you can see here the variable taken as x, and a, b, c are constants. Okay, and the maximum power of x is 2. Maximum power of x is 2, or I can say the degree of the polynomial is 2. Okay, what is degree? Degree is the maximum power of the variable. Okay, so here in the first polynomial, the degree of the polynomial is 1, and here in the second polynomial, degree of the polynomial is 2. Though there is one more power, that is nothing but here the variable x is having power 1, but still the maximum power of this polynomial, or the maximum power of the variable in this polynomial, is 2. So we can say that the degree of the polynomial is 2. Okay, now if I write ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, this becomes an equation. So this is an equation known as quadratic equation. Okay, so we say this is the standard form of the quadratic equation where a, b, c are constants. A, B, C are constants, and A is not equal to 0. A cannot be equal to 0. If A is equal to 0, what happens? If A is equal to 0 in this equation, then the first term becomes a 0. Then the maximum power of the variable will become this, that is nothing but 1. Then this becomes a linear equation. So in order to have a quadratic equation, we need to have the expression in this format, which is nothing but ax square plus bx plus c and is equal to 0, and also a, b, c are constants where a cannot be equal to 0. So this is the standard form of a quadratic equation. Okay, now let us write few example for quadratic equation. So if I write 2x square plus 5 minus 3x is equal to 0. This is an example for quadratic equation because I can write this in the standard form, which is given by this. Okay, so I can write it as 2x square minus 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation where a value is 2, b value is minus 3, and c is equal to 5. Now if suppose I take 3x square minus 300 is equal to 0. This is also a quadratic equation. Why? Because this is having a variable with the maximum power 2, which is nothing but the quadratic term here. So 3x square, though there is no x term, which is nothing but the variable with the power 1, that doesn't matter, because in the expression or the standard form itself we have taken a, b, c are constants and a cannot be equal to 0. B can be equal to 0. Okay, B and C can be equal to 0, may or may not be equal to 0. Okay, but A cannot be equal to 0. A is always a constant. Okay, it has some value. So here this is also a quadratic equation. This can be written in this format: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is 300, b is 0, since there is no term which is with x. Okay, there is no x term, so b value is 0, and c value is a constant, which is nothing but minus 300. So ax square plus bx plus c is a standard form of quadratic equation. So now in this chapter, we'll be studying about the quadratic equation and the various ways of finding their roots. Their roots is nothing but the solution for quadratic equation. Now, since I said this is a standard form of the quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a standard form of quadratic equation. Now, the variable can have two solution. Why two solution? That is because the maximum power of the variable is 2. So this will have two solutions. So the solution of the quadratic equation is x value, and we will get x value, two x values for the quadratic equation. And also we can see that the solution is nothing but the roots of quadratic equation, and we will get two roots for the quadratic equation. So if suppose they ask what is the solution for the quadratic equation, or what is the roots of the quadratic equation, all these are same. So this is nothing but finding the value of x. Okay, finding the value of x, or I can say finding the value of variable. Finding the value of variable. Since there are since the power of the variable, maximum power of the variable is 2, we say the value of the variables will get two values. That is because it's a quadratic equation. Okay, so let us see how to represent a statement type of question in quadratic equation format. Then after that we'll find out the solution for the quadratic equation. So let me take example problems from the textbook. So let me write the first example which is given in the textbook, NCERT textbook. So let me read it out. So this is example 1 of the quadratic equation chapter. So here what we need to do is we need to represent the following situations mathematically. So how to represent this following situation mathematically? Let us see. So the numerical is given in statement. So we have to clearly understand the statement, and we have to express this in the mathematical format. Okay, let's see. So John and Jivanti together have 45 marbles. Both of them lost 5 marbles each, and the product of the number of marbles they now have is 124. We would like to find out how many marbles they had to start with. Actually, we have to find out the number of marbles they had in the beginning. That is, they had to start with. Okay. But before that, before finding the solution, we need to represent this in a mathematical model. So let us see that. So here there are two persons. One is John, and the second person is Jivanti. Okay, Jivanti. Now we don't know how many marbles they had initially, but together they have 45 marbles. So together the count is 45. Okay. Now I don't know what is the number of marble John is having. So let me take it as x. So the variable which is not known here, that is the number of marbles John had, is x. Okay. Now, can I take the number of marbles which Jivanti is having as x? No, it is not possible because they are not having same amount of marbles. So let me take it as y. if suppose I take like this, what happens is, see, we are not dealing with the polynomial which is having two variables. We are dealing with the polynomial which is having a standard form, which is nothing but ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And you can see here there is only one variable in the standard format. And also, if suppose you write in this format, in the sense, if you write or if you take two separate variables, then the data or the statements which are given in the numerical is not sufficient to solve the question. Okay, so what we have to do is, see, let me take x as the number of marbles John is having, then number of marbles Jivanti is having, let me take it as, since I know it is y here, since I've taken it as y, let me represent it in terms of x as 45 minus x. Okay, 45 minus x. So what is the number of marbles John is having? So number of marbles John is having is x. So what is the number of marbles Jivanti is having? So number of marbles Jivanti is having is 45 minus x. Don't take it as y. The reason for that I've told you. Now the number of marbles John is having is x. Number of marbles Jivanti is having is 45 minus x. Now if you see, both the counts are in terms of x. So now we can use the other statements or other informations given in the statements or the numerical. Okay, so this, the first statement we have expressed. Now both of them lost 5 marbles each. Now initially John had x marbles. Now after losing 5 marbles, what is the count of marbles with John now? So it is x minus 5. Why it is x minus 5? Because initially he had x. Now he has lost 5 marbles. So now the count is x minus 5. So after losing 5 marbles, John's count is this. This is John's count. Now what is Jivanti's count? So Jivanti's count is, so after losing 5 marbles, Jivanti's count will be, so after losing 5 marbles, now Jivanti is having, initially she had 45 minus x, now she lost 5 marbles, so this becomes 40 minus x. So this is the count at present. Now in the statement, one more information is given. The product of the number of marbles they have now is 124. So it is given product is 124. So product is 124. The product of number of marbles they have right now. So what is that? So John is having x minus 5 and Jivanti is having 40 minus x is equal to 124. Now we can multiply this. So we have 40x and x into minus x is minus x square, and we have minus 200, and we have minus 5 into minus x as plus 5x is equal to 124. Now let us simplify this. So we have minus x square here, and 40x plus 5x is plus 45x, and minus 200, and here when it goes to the LHS side it becomes minus 124, so it is minus 324 is equal to 0. Okay, now let me shift all the terms to RHS side. That is nothing but I just want to change the sign of the first term because it is here negative here, so I want to make it positive, or else you can multiply the entire equation by minus 1 throughout. So when I multiply it by minus 1, it becomes x square minus 45x plus 324 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the expression what we get at the end or the final mathematical model for the given statement. Now if you see this, this is in the standard form of quadratic equation, which is nothing but ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and you can see here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 45, and c is equal to 324. Okay, so this is how we formulate a quadratic equation from the given statement. So the next example we'll see in the next video. Thank you. That's it for today. Do subscribe my channel, share the videos, and like the videos, comment if you have any